Hey, this is Brian Stillman coming to you live from NAB 2019 here in New York City at the Jacob Javits Convention Center. This is my backyard. I live in New York. I know most of the team's out of Secaucus, so this is an easy convention for me to go to. It's also a lot of fun because there's a lot of equipment and a lot of really interesting people. We are here with Tess Protesto and Paul Richards. They are with StreamGeeks. They are also with PTZ Optics, and they make cameras. So there's all sorts of cool stuff that we're going to be talking about. So first, tell me a little bit about StreamGeeks. What do you guys do?
Sure, so we started StreamGeeks as kind of an influencer brand, if you will, trying to blend what a business does and what influencers do to help businesses and organizations uncover the power of live streaming.
What does that mean exactly? What is the power of live streaming?
The power of live streaming from a StreamGeeks perspective is showing how people can leverage live streaming for their business or for their passion. So StreamGeeks is an educational platform to educate people about live streaming, the equipment necessary, and how to build an audience with live streaming.
Cool. So what are some of the sort of quick takeaways? I mean, we are live streaming. We are currently going out into the internet. We get it. What are some of the things that people should be looking for if they find themselves, I've got a business, I love to do streaming, I want to set up a podcast or whatever it is they want to do. What's some of the quick advice that you guys, obviously you do a whole series about this, so we can't go that deep into it, but what are some of the things people should be thinking about when they find themselves looking at starting something like this?
Sure, so a couple things. LinkedIn just released some really great data about live streaming. They have a beta platform right now. LinkedIn is the world's largest B2B, lead generation platform. And they released two things to make it really simple. One is timely information, right? What's going on? Is it the presidential election? Is it a trade show like this? People really get excited about timely things that are happening right now. And the next is interactive. So as interactive as you can get with this audience, the Twitch folks who are doing esports, they know this, they've been doing it for years. But for a business out there or a regular organization, don't forget, this is the thing about live streaming is it's not a one-way broadcast like television. You have a live audience that wants to interact with you, and if you're interactive and engaging, they will stay, and you get the chance to develop a relationship that's pretty authentic and really powerful.
So Tess, what are we talking about when we're talking about interactive, when we're talking about connecting with your audience? What does that exactly mean, and what are some of the things that you can do to kind of foster those relationships and that back and forth?
Well, from a business perspective, we know that video is king and works in terms of marketing and growing your brand, and people love to watch video. So with live streaming, now we're able to eliminate a barrier between our audience and with the video element. So we're able to ask questions and communicate one-on-one almost while we're live and get hours and hours of time with people around the world, access people from all over the world, all over industries in just a short amount of time. So you're able to ask them questions, you're able to answer questions, and you're able to build relationship with these people that you wouldn't be able to with recorded video.
So it's really about fostering a dialogue, creating those sort of human connections, like you're saying, through the interactivity. I remember when this stuff started, even going back to just people with their video blogs or whatever, it's like, wow, this dude's going to just talk for like an hour and a half and ramble and get tangential and not stay on topic and everything else. And it's sort of deathly. How do you avoid that when you're getting in front of your audience? How do you keep things moving? How do you keep things engaging in a way that's fun? What are some of the things that you two like to do to keep your audience engaged? You're doing it. You're doing the things that you're preaching. So what are some of the techniques that you two have found work best for you?
You want to start on that?
Yeah, so obviously keeping an eye on the chat room. Multiple different pieces of software have social media integration now. So you can integrate tweets that are coming out, whether you're showing live tweets, again, that's timely. This is what Donald Trump just tweeted, this is what this one's tweeting, and you're reacting and reading things in real time. So as much real-time integration as you can get. Showing someone's name on the screen, on Facebook and YouTube now, also Twitch, you can pull in a person's image, their name, and their comment. So you're giving them recognition, you're letting everyone in the chat room see that other people are being recognized and you're reading their name, answering their comments live. So some of the integrations, whether it's from vMix, Wirecast, the TriCaster live stream studio, they all feature integrations with social media. Don't forget to take that 15 minutes before your stream to log into your social media accounts and then have somebody, Tess does this on our show, she curates the social media comments and then pulls them up on the screen as needed to give the viewers that recognition.
And also I'd add to that, offer your audience the chance to control something that's happening on your stream. Whether it's through monetization, if they offer you on Twitch some bits, then you will trigger this action on your show. Offer them control of what's happening on screen. That's definitely a fun one, and people love the spontaneity of it, and I think that's what they really do love about live streaming itself.
You know, we're talking about sort of technical techniques and things. What about just being the on-air personalities? How does that play out? I mean, all that stuff you described is great, unless you have someone who is like deathly dull. You can be timely, you can be on topic, you can have people's names popping up on screen, all these different things. You can engage people, but if you are just like a sad Lorax, you know, people are gonna sort of zone out or whatever. So what do you two do to keep the show to make yourselves presentable as hosts, to keep yourselves engaging and entertaining and on topic and all those different things you need to do while balancing the technical side of it as well?
I'll say that, first off, we're not perfect on air. We make mistakes all the time, and that's something that your audience is going to love, that you're a real person, and that also offers something that might make you a little bit different than someone that's really clean cut and makes no mistakes. It's kind of fun to see that you're interacting with a real human, so I think with live streaming it's okay to make mistakes and not be the perfect person. But what do you think about that personality thing?
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think that there is a magic spot that we're looking for here. If you think about a Venn diagram, you know, you've got entertainment and you've got education, and you want to mix the two, and there's a word for it, it's called edutainment, right? And so, you know, we do some simple things like we listen to rock and roll before the show. You know, we get pumped up, we get excited. It also brings me back to the story of why we started StreamGeeks. You know, a lot of businesses and organizations don't have the funnest topics to talk about all the time.
Right.
Now, we're lucky enough to, represent a PTZ live streaming camera. It's pretty cool.
Right.
We have a lot of fun topics to talk about. But even the business side of this, we decided to start StreamGeeks so that we could talk about anything in the streaming industry, right, whether it's some cool software we're excited about or something else. And the more excited you are, the more it will show on camera and the more excited they will get. So if you can find a way to branch out a little bit and understand that influence attention is really the gateway to, you know, lead generation and new customers, you can branch out a little bit from maybe a boring government job and try to find something that's timely that can tie into your business in some way.
On that not so subtle throw, let's talk a little bit about the PTZ camera. Yeah, I saw what you did there. I recognize that. But that's okay because I am a tech nerd and I like talking about cameras more than any other tech. So you brought one with you. Tell me what this is and what it does and why I should be super excited about it.
So this is the brand new PTZ Optics second generation pan tilt zoom camera. Pan tilt zoom allows you to remotely control these cameras. So essentially what it allows people to do is have one single camera operator, one single switcher, have 4 or 5 or 6 cameras, whether it's at an event, inside a church, inside a studio. They can remotely control it from almost anywhere, and that's really the power, allowing a single person to be multiple camera operators.
So what kind of camera, though, are we dealing with here? Tell me a little bit. I mean, we're at NAB. We can get into the tech. We can get a little nerdy. Our audience likes that. So what are we dealing with? Talk about connections, talk about apertures, talk about focus lengths. I want to hear it all.
So this is our SDI camera, so it's going to have SDI out, but you do have the option for HDMI out or IP. This SDI camera is also NDI-HX upgradable, so that's network device interface high efficiency if you do want an IP workflow. We do have 12x, 20x, and 30x optical zooms with our PTZ cameras, and they're all 1080p at up to 60 frames per second.
Okay, I was just going to ask what kind of image quality are we getting out of it in terms of resolution, in terms of bit rate, things like that. So they're 1080p. you happen to know the bit rate offhand?
Yeah, sure. So the SDI is 3G SDI, right? So that
Okay.
is totally uncompressed,
Yep.
3 gigabits per second. So you
Nice.
can get that off of the SDI and the HDMI. And I should mention, now when we're talking about bitrate, we're really talking about the streaming side of things, the
Yeah.
IP side. All of these are simultaneous.
Oh.
So you can have SDI running to a TriCaster, HDMI running to a confidence monitor, and you can have IP video going on multicast to 100 computers on your network. So all of these are used at the same time, and it really opens up a lot of flexibility. Whether you want to do a wireless HDMI transmitter, a hardwired SDI, or power over Ethernet and just do a single NDI stream, all of those are available at the same time.
How many different cameras can you operate at once from one sort of control surface?
Sure. So our booth is right over here. We're showing 2 joysticks, literally right next to this, 2 joysticks. Each one of them can control hundreds of cameras. You know, generally people are controlling 4 to 6, maybe
Sure.
8.
You don't have hundreds of cameras when you do when you do your show.
No,
We have
do
just
more than we
Every
need,
single
but-
possible angle.
I think we have about 10, because we actually have 3 studios that are all connected over the NewTek NDI.
Oh, wow.
And it kind of blows people's minds. We do the same thing you have with these LiveView backpacks and then transcoding in the cloud. So we can actually, sometimes we'll do a live show in our studio, go mobile, talk about, walk through go to a church,
Right.
next door, look in there, then come back and go to our podcast, all on the same live stream.
All right, so streaming technology has really sort of come to the fore now. What are you most excited about moving forward in terms of what people are doing with this technology, what people are doing with their own shows, what people are doing to bring this to their businesses? As professionals in the field, what has you both most excited?
What are we most excited for? It's certainly been interesting to see the transition towards an IP workflow. And we're seeing more and more businesses move towards that way. And even in the conference room space, integrating streaming and streaming cameras for their meeting spaces. So that's been kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, I think that it's really the use cases at this point. I mean, there's some great tech, right? There's the NDI, there's IP video, esports is incredible. The ability for churches to spread the message of God around the country is incredible. But I really do think that it's the use cases that come out of left field.
Yep.
It's the woodworker who is now getting hundreds of thousands of views. It's the shoemaker in a cellar in New York City who is now have people watching all around the world. It's these little use cases that continue to blow my mind because the tech is becoming more affordable. The production quality is getting to be television quality in somebody's garage, and you've got a drummer on Twitch who's making millions. You know what I mean? It's incredible.
So before we go, Last, tell me a little bit about you have the summit coming up,
Yes.
the StreamGeeks Summit Tech Conference. Tell me a little bit about that quickly so people know and they can go check this out.
So the StreamGeeks Summit is coming on November 8th to New York City. It's a full day of live streaming education. We're looking to bring together some great minds in the industry with new streamers and professional streamers to discuss how we can optimize live streaming.
Yeah, we'll have really big influencers on Facebook and YouTube attending who are going to teach businesses how to be more influential, how to use some of the techniques that's working right now on social media. LinkedIn will be there, Facebook, Twitch. We're going to have panels on how to make money with live streaming, how to grow a business with live streaming, and then we'll have a keynote speech from Jeffrey Colon, who's the director of advertising at Microsoft, who's going to talk about the conjoint effect, which really has always been in history the most important thing. It's not just the tech, it's the tech merging with something else.
Right.
It's two sciences, two disciplines coming together where the magic seems to happen.
So where can people find out more about this?
You can get your tickets on streamgeeks.us/summit.
Great. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's fascinating. Technology the future is rushing towards us, and we're seeing so much more in terms of this technology, in terms of streaming, in terms of people integrating this into their business. I'm Brian Stillman. I'm here at NAB 2019 in New York City at Jacob Javits Convention Center. We'll be bringing you live coverage all day, so stick around. BeTerrific.com. I guess you already knew that because you're already there. And also go to BeTerrific.tech, where you can check out our Agility Quadricep panel. This is a new LED panel that we've created. It is flexible, it is waterproof, it is super bright, it can be used in all sorts of applications, it can be attached to walls via magnets, magnetism. It is the magnets, the power of the future. It's really a great product. It's the first product from BeTerrific. We're very excited about it. Check it out, BeTerrific.tech. Stick around, we'll have more for you throughout the day.
Thank you, Brian.